right, guys, little driver video today. Going to talk about the sequence of the swing. So many of you, unfortunately, spinning your way to more speed, leaving your arms at the start line. It's amazing to me how many golfers outrun their arms in the club, particularly with the driver. The lower body and torso rotates too quickly. You leave your arms behind. It forces you to compensate by adding right side bend to shallow the club or throw the club out. And this essentially disrupts the natural sequence of the golf swing and leads to very, very poor contact. You see it in your foursome every weekend. I see it with my students who come out here and they say, I'm still slicing, I'm really struggling off the tee. When we talk about this, it boils down to really key fundamentals. That's what we're going to hone into today very quickly. The first thing I need you to understand is the way you pivot the golf club on the way back, incredibly important. I want you to unlock your lower bodies, guys, your knees and your feet. Allow your lower body a little bit of grace. Okay, standing there and putting your feet in cement and expecting to be able to turn your body is absolutely crazy. It's one thing if you're a high school, college golfer, maybe you're a young guy, young pro who's looking for more stability. I totally get it. This is not a one-size-fits-all. But if you're an aging athlete, maybe you're getting a little bit older, you spend a ton of time in front of a computer, all right, or you're sitting a lot for most of the day, you're probably lacking some internal hip mobility. You may have some back issues. So it's really, really important to understand if we can release the knees and pelvis, we can start to create what we call depth at the top of the backswing. That is massively important with the driver. I want to see this, okay? I want to see some space between your knees, okay? Between your lead knee and your trail knee, I want to see some space there. I can't stress the importance of that. It's all kind of gone away really over the last 10, 15, 20 years where, you know, we've got to stand here and create resistance with the lower body and turn against it. And that kind of creates kind of a spring-like effect where we can start explode and create all this body speed. And I don't know what the heck has happened, I'll be quite honest with you. Yeah, what happened to the grace of Sam Snead and Bobby Jones? And I mean, in many respects, you can look at more modern golfers, guys like Phil Mickelson, you know, who has incredible mobility and I think uses his legs incredibly well. I think that's far better suited than some of these modern swingers today, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to your 80s, okay? We're looking for a swing for life, okay? So when I pivot the golf club, my goal here, if I set up inside this alignment rod, I'm going to put this just inside my instep, is to get my shoulders kind of rotated back, you know, so they're sort of above your trail knee. Can you see that? Now, if I need to lift my left foot to allow me to do that, I would say go ahead and lift your left foot. I would say if you need to straighten your knee to do that, go ahead and straighten your knee to do that. I've got absolute, as long as the club gets back in here, I've got no problem. Even if you drag the club around the corner a little bit, people obsessing over trying to keep the club in front of you. You know, they've got these wonderful takeaways and they've got these awful pivots, okay? I mean, listen, I'd much rather have you have a phenomenal pivot than a wonderful takeaway with a terrible pivot. Hope that makes sense, all right? So if you drag the club around the corner, you can reverse slot it all day long and still play really, really good golf. There's nothing wrong with that type of swing pattern, as long as, of course, it's not flying way too far over. And we're going to discuss that here in a second, all right? So pivot, pivot, pivot. I really start to feel when I get to the top as if I've got some pressure on the inside of my right heel. I love to do this toe tap drill here where I lift my foot and actually tap my back foot a couple times. I'm feeling that pressure into the inside of the right foot. I just feel like from here, boy oh boy, I can start to unwind. I can start to let my arms drop here. My left foot will go back down. Everything's in perfect sequence. I'm not spinning my body out, and I'm, more importantly than anything else, I'm going to hit it from the inside. So let's go ahead and just give it a whack. I'm just focused on my backswing at this point, not really anything else. All right, no problem there. Nice little high draw, okay? So that's really important for me. I tend to get really short, don't particularly pivot very well, and it gets me out in front of the golf ball is what it does. I don't want you guys ahead of it. When I change direction, I'm not in a hurry to turn the other way. We need to understand where we're going to place the speed in our swing, right? We're gathering the golf club. We're not throwing it out immediately. I don't want speed back here. I want speed out here. You can hear the speed past the golf ball. My arms are expanding, okay? They're going ahead and growing as I swing through. Most of you are spinning and pulling your arms towards you, okay? So what we want to do is we want to understand that as we change direction, where our arms are supposed to work down in front of us. They reposition in many respects down here, okay, to the side of us. If I take it back, I don't want my hand path working out beyond my toe line. Can you see that? So if I put this pretty much down my toe line, you'll notice in the backswing my hands work directly inside my toe line. I pivot the club. There's my depth. What I don't want to be doing here is getting down on or outside this alignment rod. Pretty good trick if you want to set this up on your toe line. So here we are in the backswing. A lot of people are like, well, that's way too deep. Look at these guys way back when. Their arms were back in here. I'm okay with that. All right. If you reroute the club a little bit that way, where are my hands on the way down? I've got no problem with this path. I've got no problem with that path. I've got no problem with straight back and straight through. What I don't want are your hands getting excessively away from you as you change direction. So look at the top of the backswing here. I go to the top, my hands are above my heel line, I allow my pelvis to rotate. Now I'm going to allow my arms to work down like an elevator in a building, but you can see here my chest is still facing back, okay? So if I grab this, you can see the club face here, nice red club face. As I take the club back, you can see my hand path is definitely inside on the way back, okay? My hand path is not out, all right? My hand path is definitely in, all right? I'm going to allow this to brush right across the top of this. Watch, it's going to brush across it. It's okay. So I'll do this a couple of times. Again, I've got it set up to my toe line. I'm going to allow my hands to work in with my turn, and I'm creating this depth, and then I brush right across the top, and then my hands, of course, are above my heel line as I start my downswing. I keep my back to the target. Look how my arms work back down on the way through. Can you see that? So that's going to be incredibly important. Once we get those arms dropping, good things are definitely going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit another driver and work a little bit on these feels just to help you with this. As I start my downswing, what I'm feeling here is that I keep my upper body facing you for as long as possible, and I start to get a little bit of energy into my arms as I change direction. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to work on my pivot, walk around the circle a little bit. I'm going to keep my upper body facing you, and then get my arms swinging a little bit faster. Okay, I'm not spinning. Can't hit that any better. So that's what we need in the transition. Now, as far as the release is concerned, I've got a guy I'm working with, Dean. I'm going to put his swing on here because this is unbelievable. Dean plays golf right-handed, but he's a left-handed person, right? So he hits it incredible with his left hand only. Got both hands on the golf club. He looks like this. That's his exit. You see how handcuffed he is right there? I said, Dean, go ahead and just show me, hit one with your left hand only. He sets up to it, puts his hand in his pocket, right? Makes this really, really smooth golf swing and just plonks it right down the middle of the fairway. Just hits it absolutely amazing. I slow his swing down. I looked at his left arm. It was unbelievable how good. I mean, his left arm came off his chest. There was absolutely no tension. I said, Dean, put your right hand on. He puts his right hand on. I said, that's it, my man. That's what I want you to feel right in there. He said, I feel like my arms are really getting away from me. I said, that's the whole point. The objective here is to allow your arms to expand as you swing past the golf ball. Don't pull your arms towards you. Allow your arms to extend as you swing past the golf ball. So I had him do this drill, and I want you guys to try this. You don't have to hit balls. I had him hitting balls. It was unbelievable. And I had him go to the top of the backswing, start his downswing, and then he'd take his trail hand off and just let go of the club. Can you see that right there? I'm going to do it one more time. So he's come down right into around here. See, the arms are dropping. And then I said, go ahead and let go. And he just let go. And then he started hitting golf balls. Goes to the top, brings it down, lets go. All right. Incredible, the results. I mean, unbelievable how well he's just laughing and giggling. He's like, I hit that drive almost 200 yards, letting go of it. as I swung through the golf ball. I said, Dean, how much tension did you feel? He said, I felt like I could have just let go of the golf club, right? Absolutely tension free. And that's what I want you guys to understand. The more tension you have in the joints of your wrists and arms and shoulders, the harder this is going to be. It makes it almost impossible to play good golf if you're spinning your body back to impact. I hope this is making sense, okay? Break it down. Keep it really, really simple. Work on your pivot. Get your lower body moving dynamically on the way back. Don't be afraid to lift your left foot. Don't be afraid to straighten your right knee. Don't be afraid to get some space between your knees. Look out for that. That is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Keep your back to the target, guys, as you change direction. Allow those arms to drop. Talk about this a lot in my videos. It is transformative. For those of you that have struggled to create speed, when you start to engage your arms in your golf swing, you're going to be blown away. It's almost immediate, okay? And then what I want you to do is understand as we approach the golf ball here, there has to be a little bit of twist to the handle, okay? We've got to make sure that club is turning down. There's a lot of golfers out there that drag this toe through the golf ball. As they start their downswing, you see the toe of the club just kind of never moves. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got all these frames, and then just before impact, your face, of course, is pointing the camera. How in the world are you going to square it up from there? So, I mean, I really feel like I'm kind of twisting this thing. Look at the toe of the club. It's going to turn down as you do that. You can see here the face of the driver is starting to point more towards you, isn't it? And if I continue to, of course, allow it to twist, I'm going to go ahead and hit it really, really well. All right, so that's basically it when it comes to driver. Arms are going to pull me through the golf shot. I'm not driving here with my body. I'm allowing my arms to pull me through. I'm going to create a lot of speed for me on this one. Put a little bit of mustard on it. See how we get on. Yeah, I can't hit it better. For an old man with a bad back, that's pretty good. I got some hang time on that one. That was great. So I hope that helps. If you think this could help someone that's struggling with their driver, go ahead and share it. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really having a lot of fun with the channel. And get after it, okay? We'll talk to you next time.